Hey. Hi everyone, it's me, Krylios, Team Rayceen Productions MC and producer. And joining me right now is Chance Calloway, filmmaker and author. And I'm so happy
Hi,
to have Chance here with us. Hi, Chance.
what's up?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Such a pleasure to have you here with us. Such a pleasure. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right.
Uh,
Things are, it's a weird time for everybody these days.
yes,
So
yes,
just
yes.
making the best of it.
Awesome, awesome. Well, you're a filmmaker, you're an author. Tell me how you got into filmmaking. Tell me how you got into artistry in general and what was that like for you?
Sure. I say I'm a storyteller. I've been telling
I
stories.
love that. I love that.
Thank you. Yeah. I've been telling stories since I was a kid, and I always thought about like writing books, but it never was real to me until I found out that Apple had a way that you could, like publish your own books, and that
Mhm.
actually got me into publishing. And
Ah,
yeah, I did my first two books probably over like 5 years ago, and then I moved to LA to help produce content. I wanted to help other people make movies because I had no idea how to do that. And after working on a couple of projects for other people, I thought, all right, I've got some ideas, and now here we are.
here we are. Here we are. Tell us a little bit about some of the projects you've worked on and some of the things closest and dearest to your heart when it comes to the film side of things.
Oh, sure. I think the first film that I executive produced was a film called Cross.
Mhm.
It was called Desert
Ah.
by my friend Jerry Maravilla. It was a project I really believed in,
Mhm.
and I'm so proud of that movie. It's a drama, it's a short drama film. Then I have My Baby, which is Pretty Dudes, which is
Yes.
a digital series I've been working on for now what feels like my entire life.
Mhm.
But I guess it's probably since 2016 or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Oh, I love that. And I'm sure that you're someone who loves and appreciate, other Black filmmakers out there. You have this picture with this shirt. I love seeing that. Tell me how, other Black filmmakers have inspired you and how you want to inspire other, people of color coming up who want to get into film and television and all of that.
For sure. I think there's something beautiful about seeing representation by the people who are part of the community that they're showcasing. There's something very different about a story centering a Black woman that's told by a Black woman. There's
Yeah.
something different about a project about a gay man that's told by a gay man.
Yep.
And I think so often growing up, you'd hear Spike Lee was the big one, also John Singleton here and there, F. Gary Gray, Antoine Fuqua. But there's been a certain boom in Black filmmakers lately that have created content that I can connect with. And so I had that shirt made actually especially for me because Ryan Coogler, Ava DuVernay, Barry Jenkins, Jordan Peele, they've been creating content that is just like off the wall crazy, and
Yes.
you realize that no one else could do the stuff that they're doing but them. And
Yes. Yes.
that's the kind of stuff that I want to make.
I love that. I love that. And then now, your latest book out right now is Pretty Do's the novel.
Yes.
Tell me about that, and I assume it's an adaptation, some type of adaptation, some type of companion. Tell me about it, and how it relates to the series.
Sure. Yeah, basically, it's the story of the main characters from my digital series. It's basically the story of our first season, supplemented by backstory, how they met, how
Mm,
they all know each other, and also additional things, what was going on that maybe we never got to show on camera, things that we had to cut for time. But yeah, I decided that I wanted to tell the story again because we were in production on season 2 when the pandemic started.
yeah.
And I was just kind of itching to return to this world somehow. And yeah, we decided, I decided to turn it into a book. So I took all of the scripts and then I just turned it into novel form and added everything that I wanted to add and took out some of the stuff that I wasn't happy with. And yeah, that's
I
how this.
love that. And you just touched on it, but I want to kind of delve into that a little bit more. How have you, had to adapt to, the ongoing global pandemic that's going on? And, how has that been for you, especially, and now moving forward, looking into the future?
I think adapting is an optimistic way of looking at it. It's more like constantly feeling like you're recovering from getting punched in the face over and over again. Because things are changing all the time. But I think the biggest hit for me personally was that, we were already having a rocky production on season 2 in regards to scheduling and lots of other things that were happening in the world at the time that involved myself, our crew, and our cast. And so the pandemic hit right when we were ready to just hit the ground running and start production again. And I realized that, after the first couple of months, we all thought it was going to last a couple of months. And now it's ongoing. You realize you have to start thinking far beyond what your initial expectations were. So I had to start thinking, what can I do? What can I create? Because as a storyteller, I'm like aching if I'm not telling a story. So I had to think of different ways of telling stories, whether that be going back to my book writing or even as we started doing with Pretty Dudes, creating content that we could make socially distant,
Yeah.
while still producing something.
Ah, I love that. I love that. I love that. That's really, really good. Tell me, what has been the most affirming experience that you've had, creating your series or creating this book? Something, anything that's involved with it that, you won't ever forget, that's really, really memorable, that really affirmed you, that's just really special to you.
I would say there have been a few times where straight guys have come to me and talked about how the show made them look at their queer family members or friends differently. I'm thinking of 2 specific times. One where a cast member of the show had a gay friend come out to him.
Mm-hmm.
And that was really powerful because that friend said, well, because I know that you're involved with the show, then that means that you're a safe space for me. And I had another straight friend who came to me and was just talking about one of his queer family members and how watching the show made him see things completely different as to what that person might be going through. And I just thought that was really powerful because,
Of course, of course.
Your goal isn't for that when you're telling a story. You're just trying to tell a story. And then to know that you could positively impact people and their connections with each other, that meant a lot to me.
Yeah. Oh, so you have straight people in the show. There are actual straight people who are in the show.
Yes. Yeah. Okay. And that was controversial. Okay.
Yeah.
Our show is very inclusive, and at first, people didn't understand why we had straight characters in the show at all. And the backstory to that is that's my life. I grew up in a small town in the South. I served in the military for 4 years during Don't Ask, Don't Tell. Like the majority of my experience, I was surrounded by straight or closeted people who were supporting me. And I used that. I was like, that's a source of comedy, So that was my jumping off point for the
definitely,
for the
definitely.
It's very different from the other gay shows that are out there, because so many other gay shows, it's like, this is me and these are my gay homies. And I respect that and I love those shows. But I had to start from a place that I could connect with.
Yeah, which makes sense. I had a lot of straight friends growing up. Many of my best friends were straight. And it was eventually that I, started, growing a good gay cohort around me, a certain type of family. And many of the straight friends that I grew up with, I'm still very, very close with them, still best friends, still straight friends. So that's also a story that reflects many, many, especially Black queer people. Because a lot of us, just a lot of straight people around us, you know what I mean? Of course, of course. Tell me, what's next for you? What projects are you looking forward to next, or what's up next for season 2? Give me a little hint or an outlook as to what the future holds.
Absolutely. So I've got a couple more books coming out in the queue that will be coming out next year.
Mm-hmm.
One is about a gay man who has to go to some of his straight friends' weddings. And so that's going to be a romantic comedy that's coming out. I'm trying to get that out by next summer.
Yeah.
And I've got a sequel to Pretty Dudes coming, guaranteed.
Ah,
And
I
then
love that.
we have with season 2. Actually, we just premiered our first episode of our new season yesterday.
Congrats, congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. We'll see where it goes. We have, a fully scripted season that will require us to be on set somewhere that we've already filmed maybe like 1/10 of.
Mm-hmm.
But until we can return to that, I am just creating a completely new story from scratch that we're all like getting together and making happen. So we'll see. We'll see if we ever return to like the normal filmmaking. Because right now I'm really jazzed about what we've made so far with our socially distant form of filmmaking.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Wonderful. Well, for viewers who are watching right now who want to get the films, watch what they want to watch, get the books, all of that, how they can support you, how they can find all your content and all of that, how can they go about doing that?
Best way, just go to prettydudesweb.com. We
Mm-hmm.
update that all the time with all the latest, whether it's the books, whether it's the show. Sometimes you have short films or behind the scenes content. So prettydudesweb.com is where you can find most of that. We're also on social media at prettydudesweb. If you go to Pretty Dudes Web anywhere, then you can just find me that way. But most of what I'm doing right now is related to Pretty Dudes. So if you're following Pretty Dudes, you're going to have the latest in regards to
There we go. I love it. I love it. I love it. Thanks so much, Chance, for joining us today. And thanks for what you're doing for the community. It's really, really important and it's much appreciated. And thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. And
Of
thank you
course.
for having this platform. It's just fantastic.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And to our viewers, thank you for watching. Bye, everyone.